And they say, you will be arrested if you don't stop taping and tell me your name. And then they go, get out of here. Leave. And they start getting their hands on them. They go, look, you go ahead and try me. They had no law, no nothing. But in England, they do now. And, and they were actually, Rob and Aaron said there were actually some public enjoying it, going, get him, yeah, get him. Because, it's gladiatorial. Just like in the old gladiator system, you would watch your neighbor being torn apart and cheer, and the next week it'd probably be you getting torn apart for whatever petty crime or not paying your taxes. So, see, it's all good. I mean, just the groveling to police I hear on the radio, and no matter what they do, they taser an old woman, they taser a baby, they taser somebody to make them, urinate in a cup. In fact, Google that, guys, search engine that, Ixquick that, that's another good search engine. Pull it up for people, because it was 2 weeks ago, headline in New York, court rules, suspects may be tasered to get DNA. And then you'll see England ruled 2 weeks ago, and so did the U.S., because it's all integrated simultaneously. And then you'll find the Miami cases where if you can't urinate at the hospital and they want a drug test, they just taser you until you die. I mean, the torture continues. But I'm sorry, Emily Apple and Val Swain, what makes you want to do this, to go out and stand up against dehumanization? Tell us about yourselves, how you got involved in this.
Go for it, Em. Well, I've been involved in anti-war environmental protests, stuff like that, for sort of 15-odd years. And over the years, I've seen more and more repression of protests. And especially with the forward intelligence teams, it's just been so much intimidation, so much harassment, and it's been forcing people off the streets. And it's meant we've got to the point where we can no longer have an effective voice, or it was getting to that point. And so it just seemed that if we wanted to have any kind of protest movement in the UK, that we needed to tackle the forward intelligence teams in order to do that.
I'm looking at these cops enjoying abusing you. What slime, what dehumanizing filth. They'll be remembered, though, like the creatures they are, for what they are. So how long have you been doing this?
We've been doing FitWatch for about 2 years now, just over 2 years.
And you've certainly had some battles, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think we worked out that we've been arrested 11 times between us. I think that's right, and no convictions in the last 2 years, just for doing FitWatch stuff.
Amazing. Now, there are lots of other groups standing up. I've been seeing reports of where people will be filming a birthday party in their front garden, front yard for folks in the U.S., and the police will walk up and go, excuse me, cameras off, not allowed to. And the citizens are going, no, I'm not a slave. I mean, how many Brits that you talk to are really starting to see what this is and say no?
Oh, I think a lot of people. I mean, it just gets ridiculous, some of the things that they say you can't film and photograph. I think it just hits them. I mean, the police just appear to have some real paranoia about what you can and can't take photographs of. It's just got plain daft. And there was a couple of holidaymakers in Cardiff who got taken to prison because they were taking photographs of each other in the park, and there just happened to be the football stadium in the background, which was a supposed terrorist attack. I was taking photographs of the Welsh Assembly, which is one of the government buildings here, totally public building, and the security comes out, you can't take photographs here. Well, yeah, I can. But
notice, this is them.
Upturn the police jump out of the van, they want to know my name and address, I don't want to give them my name and address, and then they threaten a lot to arrest you. They will have you against the wall, they will scare the life out of you, they will make you believe that they're going to drag you off and arrest you, but 99 times out of 100 they don't. They just use the threat. They like to throw this threat around that, you do as we tell you, or we're going to arrest you. But they still can't get away with locking everybody up.
Well, that's the answer, is to have everybody go out and do this. Did you hear me talk about the Wall Street Journal writer trying to do a story on travel? And they just the citizens come over what percentage, or on average, how many of your fellow Brits just revel in the tattletaling and bossing?
I don't know quite what you mean.
Well, I mean, in any police state, you also have the cheerleaders for the police state, the citizen tattletale squads. What are you seeing on that front in the UK?
I don't think they have many cheerleaders. I mean, nearly everyone I speak to is has a lot less trust in the police than I think the people had before. Even people with good jobs, with good standing in society, are turning around and saying, no, we just don't trust them. Can't have any trust in them anymore.
Well, the Wall Street Journal reporter said she had multiple people come up and say she couldn't photograph parks or rivers or anything. I mean, if you try to photograph flowers, it's some type of Al-Qaeda. But I mean, again, they're surveilling us, they're watching us, they're tracking us, they're controlling everything we do illegally. But then we go out with our cameras and they act like it's the end of the world through color of law. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible.
Well, it is. Well, they're the ones who always say, if you've got nothing to hide, you'll be fine.
Well, ladies, I just want to salute you, Emily Apple and Val Swain. The website for folks that want to check it out, it's fitwatch.blogspot.com. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just thank you for having us on.
Anything else, Val or Emily? Both of you?
No, it's good of you to take the time to tell our story down where you are. That's brilliant. Cheers to that.
Okay, we're on your site in closing, fitwatch.blogspot.com. Where are the images of these guys? I want to put them up on.
You have to go to the link. There's a post which has the names of the cops.
It says identity of police officers and Guardian Fitwatch video.
Yeah, and there's a link in that article.
I see the green link right there.
Yeah, if you go
halfway to third paragraph, last line in the third paragraph.
And that will take you to Mark Valle's blog, and that has pictures of them.
Good. We're going to punch that up on screen and show that to the viewers. Do you ever talk to these guys when they're abusing you or violating your rights and say, I'm a human, why do you want to do this? Don't you know you're destroying England? Or is it even pointless to talk to them?
I find it pretty pointless to talk to them, really, to be honest.
There's Alan Palfrey. Who was choking you?
That is the bloke with all the tattoos on his arm, and he is Nicholas Fisher.
Okay, we'll show you Fisher. Is Fisher on there?
Yep. He is. Well, I just lost the webpage.
Is he in the first video, G20 Meltdown?
No, he's on the last photo on the link. Yeah. You can see him quite clearly with all the tattoos down his arm.
I know what I wanted to ask you. Has this hurt the establishment, or do they just say, so what, that they beat to death the poor newspaper man at the G20? Because obviously they've been trying to cover up that they killed him. Then the video came out. Is it just now, we murder whoever we want and that's the way it is, or?
Oh no, they're saying now that they're doing a big review of policing and it'll all be different and everything's going to change.
And of course, it turns out that they'll actually only encourage it. That's what they want as attack dogs. That they lied and had a fake coroner say that he died of a heart attack, but then they had a second autopsy done and it wasn't what they'd said.
Yeah, pretty much that. Sorry. That's pretty much that. I mean, the first autopsy wasn't full enough. Didn't come out with the full facts of the case. So the second one then clearly showed that he didn't have a heart attack at all, but died of internal bleeding. They also lied about whether they'd had contact with him. They lied about whether they'd hit him, and eventually it came out that they did. They did all those things.
Well, he was delivering newspapers, and they beat him from behind, it's reported, and they killed him. And that's what you get trying to deliver newspapers. You die. And according to, I guess, that you make mistakes, people die. Hail the police. How dare you ladies even question them?
Disgusting behavior.
All right, well, we'll stay in contact with you and keep a stiff upper lip. God bless you. We appreciate that British steel against the tyranny of the EU taking your country over, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
You bet. Take care, ladies.
Everything we said came true.